It's not just you. There are other people that are involved in the quality of your walk with Yahweh. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, Day 2 of Emor. And again, the word Emor is referencing speech that is soft and tender and compassionate, gentle, we might say. And we are again in Leviticus or Vayikra chapter 21. Let's go back to verse 4 that we ended with yesterday and read down the page just a little bit. A leader does not defile himself among his people to profane himself. They do not make any bald place on their heads, and they do not shave the corner of their beard, and they do not make a cutting in their flesh. They are set apart to their Elohim, and do not profane the name of their Elohim, for they bring the fire offerings of Yahweh and the bread of their Elohim, and shall be set apart. They do not take a woman who is a whore or a defiled woman, and they do not take a woman put away from her husband, for he is set apart to his Elohim. You shall set him apart, for he brings the bread of your Elohim. He is set apart to you, for I, Yahweh, setting you apart, am set apart. When we read these verses, the first context that we read them in is that of the Levitical priesthood. There are very defined parameters and boundaries around such a person's life. Not only how they are to perform within the environment of the tabernacle or Mishkan, but also in their home life. And it's just good, sound understanding that the way that we conduct ourselves in our homes, with our spouses, with our family, with our relatives, those who know this the best, away from congregational life or spiritual centers, however they may work for you. All of those things determine a great deal of the legitimacy of how we flow in His presence corporately. So it goes back to the old adage of practicing what you preach. So if we are seeking to be effective corporately in His spiritual presence, we must live it at home. Enough said. This leadership role, priestly function, while the initial context is Levitical, it also applies to us. We have a priestly function as well. We do not replace the Levites in a manner. Wherever there is a manifested presence of Yah in the earth, the Levites have the role of responsibility and accountability to give oversight and be an overseer over that. That's scriptural. We also have to walk in integrity. You may say, well, I'm not a Levite. Nonetheless, when we encounter the closeness of Yah's presence, and we pray for that, oh, Father, fill me fresh with your presence. I've heard several people praying or about people praying in recent days that the fire of God, the fire of Yah, would fill His people again and cause them to burn bright and fervently and have great passion and urgency for Him. If that fire begins to manifest, then we need to walk uprightly. We need to be circumspect. We need to be focused. Not only how we walk, how we speak, how we conduct ourselves with those that are around us, but also our attitude toward Yah and being aware He's close. He's very close. Consider this. If Yeshua were to come to your front door of your home and you of course invite Him in, you would give Him the best seat in the house. And if He's to stay overnight with you, you give Him your bed, your best place to lie down. Now, again, we're figuratively speaking here. You would give Him the chair at the head of the table. In every way that you could, you would be showing esteem and honor to Him and first choice. While that seems to be appropriate, the reality is he's not asking for your place necessarily. He's asking, where is my place? Where is the place that only belongs to me? I don't want what you normally have. Where's mine? Where is the part of your life that solely belongs to me? Now, yes, he does share in our day-to-day. He does share in all the things that we are involved in. But there must be that place that only he abides in. That part of us that is solely his. And we don't compete with him for it. And we don't give it to him today and take it back tomorrow. Yah is saying to us, be focused not on mortality, but life. The place that Yeshua abides with us in is the place of the greatest of life. We live our day going through our routines and we pay attention. You're driving on the highway. Especially these days, you have to be very much aware of the traffic around you and things going on around you on the road. That quick, an accident can take place and we can be taken from this world. Today, I had some granddaughters driving in the vehicle with me, and I was trying to stay especially focused. Who's around me? What speed am I traveling? What's in front of me? What do I might need to be prepared to react to because I have quote-unquote precious cargo with me. I want to be careful. Well, that's being aware of the mortality. What I wasn't thinking about at the moment was the joy of just having my granddaughters with me. No, I was otherwise focused. When Yeshua is with us, it's not that we live carelessly or easily, but we stay focused. We enjoy life. We embrace life. We engage in life. We have joyful experiences. We laugh. We celebrate. But always the understanding, it is Yeshua who is abiding with me in his designated place that is bringing the fullness of life. So when death comes, however it comes, it's Yah's choice, and he will bring us to it, and he will lead us beyond the veil. And for that we can be thankful. Now I said earlier that there are other people that are involved. Even the dead have an involvement in our life. We do not mourn the way the world mourns. We don't cut our beards off, in weird angles. We don't cut into our flesh. We're not without hope of life beyond life. When death comes, it is a crossing of the veil, but there is a meeting again, a resurrection to be anticipated. We don't mourn the way they mourn. And on the other side, we don't bring ourselves into spousal relationships or close affiliations with people who refuse to walk uprightly before Yah. A priest that would take an unclean woman who is accustomed to living loosely, he would be inviting pain and distraction and great disharmony and dysfunction into his home. Yah simply says, don't do that. Why would Yah have to command us not to take such a person as a spouse? Because we're human and we would end up doing it if he didn't say not to. We don't take people who have multiple home situations. It's unfortunate and that happens. But one that is engaged and working in the divine presence has to be careful about what relationships, what communions they have, what partnerships that they may have. Because the presence comes first. Yah comes first. He's not just wanting to wiggle in and work in the midst of our dysfunction. He wants his place. And when we give him his place, he heals the dysfunction. He heals the calamity, and He brings resolve. May you do that for us today. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, shalom.